Welcome back, and thanks for supporting Gather. In this week's basket, we're doing roast chicken, one of my favorite meals, and a skill that everybody should know how to make, that perfectly roasted chicken. Let's get started. Here's our chicken, taking it out of the package. Quick note, when you open up the package, I always open it from the back side so that when you're slicing open the plastic, you don't mark and cut the skin, so you can end up with a nice little pretty skin on the top. Check to make sure you take in, some chickens do, some chickens don't have the little bag of giblets in. Make sure you take that out and throw it away. Let's get started. We've got a little bit of olive oil, some salt, pepper, a little squeeze of lemon juice, stick that rest of the lemon in there, along with some of the herbs from your bundle. And then we're gonna tie the legs together. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to kind of hold those together. It helps to give the chicken a little bit better shape and cook more evenly. And then we're gonna push those legs up against the breast, so that the thicker part of the leg protects the thinner part of the breast. And then we're gonna twist these legs behind here. And again, that just gives it a nice even shape. Now we've got some celery here. I'm gonna put that down in the bottom of the pan. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna keep the chicken off the pan. If you have a roasting rack, you can use it, but this way it adds a little bit more flavor to the chicken as it's cooking. It's always one less thing to wash because you don't have the rack. So on it goes to the pan, and then I'm gonna add about a half a cup of water. And what the water is gonna do is as the chicken starts to cook, the first of the drippings that come off the bird don't hit the hot pan and burn. So we'll end up with nice golden brown drippings and no burn specks. Into the oven we go, 350 convect if you have it. It's gonna take about an hour, hour and a half. But what we're gonna be looking for is 165 degrees in the thickest part of the thigh and the thickest part of the breast, where a spot where it's not touching the bone. All right, here's our bird. It's been in the oven about an hour and a half. Gonna check the temperature real quick. Right here in the thickest part of the thigh, and then right here in the thickest part of the breast. So I want to make sure not touching the bone because then we won't get an accurate reading. So 165 in both locations. It's ready to go. Take our chicken off, kind of give it a little tilt, get all those extra juices out, and put it over here to rest. It's got to rest about 20 minutes or so. Let all those juices kind of back into the bird so that when we cut into it, all those juices don't run back out on the cutting board. So while that's resting, we're gonna make a little bit of gravy. This is gonna be the same technique if you're making a roast beef or a turkey. So we moved our drippings to our pan over here. Poured off some of the excess grease. I've left about 2 tablespoons of the drippings from the pan. So let's bring that up over medium heat. Gonna add 3 tablespoons of flour. Gonna whisk that in to the drippings that are in the pan. Scraping up all the brown bits on the bottom so that the flour absorbs the drippings. Kind of cooks a little bit, get rid of that raw flour taste. Now I'm going to slowly add my stock, 1.5 cups. Whisk it in. Continue to scrape up all that flavorful stuff off the bottom of the pan. And you can see earlier while we added a little bit of the water to the pan when we put the chicken in the oven, we don't end up with any burn spots on the pan. All the drippings stay nice golden brown. Once we've whisked most of the lumps out, let's pour it into another container so we can finish it off. chicken stock. Wash the edges off. Now let's bring it back to a simmer. Make sure it comes to a boil. While that does, we'll season it. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of lemon juice. Kind of bring all the flavors back into balance. I mean, the lemon juice will really kind of add a brightness to the end that brings the salt and the fat back into balance, so we have a really nice, yummy sauce. And at the very end, we're just going to whisk in about a tablespoon of butter. And this is just going to add a nice little sheen, a little bit more flavor, more butter, more better. And there we go, ready to go. Canned gravy.